Yes! Oh man. Okay guys, next day, actually no, it's not the next day. Yesterday was the next day. It is now Thursday. The last time you saw me it was Tuesday, it is now Thursday. The stuff didn't arrive all Wednesday, putting us behind track. It's now 11:52 and the stuff still hasn't arrived. The couriers have completely dropped the ball. Not really surprising, this seems to happen a lot. But we've been back and forth with the supplier, figuring out where the stuff is, when it's going to get here. Pat's been, telling them off because they, completely dropped the ball and putting the customer out. So we've now determined that the stuff has arrived at the depot out in the city. So Pat has jumped in his car and gone to get it. So it should be here in the next 20 minutes, allowing me to start pretty much just after midday, leaving me a grand total of about 5 hours to get the job done, which I am hoping will be enough, provided I don't have to do any modification to the holes that are cut. As long as the speakers fit straight in, I think I should be fine, but we'll see. We've been stressing about this pretty much the last sort of 36 hours as to where the stuff is. The customer, rang up and asked how we were going. We had to tell him what the situation was. Now he's all stressed out. So as soon as he gets here, I need to call the customer and let him know that I'm going to try and get it all done today. Hopefully it'll all work out. And yep, I'll see you guys when the gear gets here. All's well. Here we go guys. Finally, it's only 12:30. So they're only 36 hours late. Package 1, package 2, those are stereos, aren't they? Okay. Let's open this one first. I seriously, if these are 6-inch speakers, I'm gonna flip out. They better have sent the right ones. PM282, PM282. Well, at least we know we got the right speakers. Let's fold this over. Okay, so that's just the speakers. This one here must be the unit. Okay. PMX-2. Okay. Stereo. Far out, that big. Look at the size of this box, guys. That's my hand. This is huge. Spin this around. Okay. Let's open this up. Oh, it's sealed. I'm gonna have to set you guys down real quick. Oh, they're polystyrene. Sticker and manual. Mini subwoofers much. Alright.
Hope there's enough room up the front for this.
Yeah. This is the test. Oh, I can't tell. It's close. The plastic might be getting in the way.
Try it without the grill.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it bridged to tweeter.
Yes, it fits!
Has it got a gasket on this inside?
Yeah, it does. They have a rubber gasket along the inside here.
Yeah.
So it fits in the back ones. Let's check the front ones, because these are the ones that I thought were slightly smaller holes. It fits, it fits. Case. Yep. All the speakers fit in all the holes.
They're going to make a bit of bass, eh?
Shit, yeah, look how big they are.
They're like fucking mini woofers.
Grab a 6-inch speaker out of the spare ones over here. I just want to compare them. Far out. I love these speakers, by the way, guys. I did a review for the 6-inch ones a while back, and they're completely and utterly waterproof.
The average Panasonic.
Far out, man. They're like mini subs with a tweeter on them.
And there's no metal.
Yeah, no metal whatsoever apart from the terminals and the stainless steel screws at the bottom. And I'm pretty sure those terminals there are gold plated as well, so they don't corrode. mean. I'm looking forward to hearing what these will sound like. They're gonna be way better though when they get an amp on them. I reckon they're gonna sound a bit weak to begin with. At least they'll be clear. But once we get the amp on these are gonna go. Awesome speakers. Completely plastic and hardy and rubberized and bridged tweeter, so there's no, hole in the voice coil. It's all sealed at the back. I like it. So what I need to do, I'm under the pump now, guys, so I have to try and get this done ASAP.
Hit one of the hookers?
Yep.
Oh, shut. That hill is something.
Pretty good quality, eh?
Big diaphragm.
Yep.
Completely sealed. No water can get in it at all.
Well,
Rubberized gasket, bridge tweeter. This is why I wanted to go all Rockford.
yeah, I know you're going to keep nagging about that, but you probably wet your pants when you see the Fusion as well. That is bloody nice.
And they fit, which is brilliant. Sorry, you guys, you're looking the wrong way. So we get 2 short ones and 4 long ones per speaker, so 6 screws per speaker. There are these stainless steel speed clips as well. I may or may not use them. We'll see. Also, look at how the terminals are recessed in there. That looks really cool. And there's 2 terminals per polarity, so you can bridge wires off these and go to the marine grade tweeters if you want to make a component system.
Fuck yeah, it's like this would actually work underwater.
I think they would say that it could. Like the only metal is this and the screws in the bottom, and they're all stainless steel.
Which will be the stainless steel.
I'm not sure. I think the tweeter will be just made of silver plastic. But
man, that's nice and soft too.
so I'm gonna chuck you guys on time lapse, get the speakers mounted in, and then come back when I'm moving on to the stereo, and we'll have a look at that. Okay, done. Sweaty job, got the speakers in. They're looking pretty good. I haven't done a vacuum yet, but I'm going to do that after I have made a mess over here as well when I put the stereo in, so I'll do that later. But they're looking good. Here's the back right one, just so you can give you an idea of scale. There's my hand. It's pretty big. I think the GoPro makes them look a bit smaller because of the fisheye lens, but here's an iPhone. That's how big an iPhone is compared to the speaker. They look cool. That one over there matches. The front ones fit like a glove, just before this rounded lip here, just below, just above the seat. Same on that side. I don't know if you guys were noticing in the time lapse, but what I did is I used my spirit level to make the crossbar of the speaker level with the top of the boat here, and after I'd done that, I used my scribe to mark the holes in the fiberglass, drill them out, and then first I'd get the 2 top ones that you can't see in, and then I'd use the 4 outer ones to make sure to line it up and make sure all the screws were going to go in, and then I would tighten up the bottom and top, the top and bottom 2, put the grill, take the screws out, put the grill on, and then do the outer 4. And that's It took me obviously longer doing it that way, but that, at least when you do that, you know that all the screws are going to go in and line up and everything like that, and you get the speaker in the exact right position. So now it's time to look at putting a stereo in here. I'll clean up this mess later. So here we go, Rockford Fosgate PMX-2. This is my first time looking at any of the Rockford Fosgate like marine grade source units. This is the first one we've gotten in, and I'm quite excited to see what it looks like. Let's open this up. Okay. Manual. Got a wiring harness. That is a bracket for mounting it. Jeez, that's big. Okay, that's what you, a little trim panel for it to sit in. And here's the unit, if I can get it out. Hold on. Okay, we've got some stainless steel bolts as well. Yeah, the motorbikes. Nice. It's actually a pretty decent size. Wow. Oh, okay, all these buttons are rubberized. They feel good. Nice. There's a big foam gasket on the back of here. Look at the size of that bracket that it comes with. It's pretty big. So that obviously goes like that and squeezes it up.
Fine.
Oh, okay. So that plastic piece just clips on like that.
Okay.
And then this is...
They're just strings. It's just as a wedge sandwich.
I wonder if you could do it as opposed to using this. You could put this behind it and then bolt through. Yeah, I reckon you do it that way, because that's what these are. Because this is machined out. Okay, so you can either mount it with this thing and squeeze it up against a wall like that, or you can put this behind it and put machine bolts through here, through the wall and into these machined holes here. And I think that's what I'll do, because that'll be better than having a big bracket. And you put that thing on just to cover the hole up. And then we've got on the back here, that's the power loom with a big filter in it. We've got, that one is DIN plug, so that'll be for like satellite radio or something. Sirius. USB, auxiliary input, front output, rear/sub output. And yeah, so it's not triple pre-outs, it's dual pre-outs. Alright, let's, what I'll do is I'll use this, or actually this thing here. No, this one, to see how it's going to fit on the boat there, like that. So it's going to go here somewhere. Oh man, just fits. This curved section only just stops rolling at the top of that, so that's almost a dead-on fit. I'm going to have to get it exactly centered. And I want it as far left as possible. Yeah, definitely about there, I'd say, is as far left as it can go. Alright guys, so where I'm at, so I have had this up here and I've marked out where it needs to be. I've got my 4 mounting holes cut, and also what I did while this was up here, I marked from like the corners of these 2 locators here across to locate the center of the circle, and I've drilled that out. So what I need to do now is widen these corner holes up to probably about 4 mils or something to allow for the machine bolts to go through, and then for a little bit of wriggle room as well. And then I also need to use the hole saw to try and cut a big hole out of here. Hopefully it all works. Okay, got the outer holes drilled, got the center hole drilled a bit bigger. Now with the hole, we happen to have the exact size hole cutter that I need, according to the box dimensions. Whether this is going to be wide enough, I don't know, but the next one up is just too big, so I'm going to have to go for the exact size one and then hopefully not do too much filing. So okay. First thing I need to do is get the drill bit through, so I need to go slowly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go backwards to score a line for it to start working on, so that it doesn't start chipping it up. And just go as square as possible. Okay, so this is going to get quite dusty, I think, so I'm going to grab my protection and go from dusty and noisy. I'm going to grab my protection and go from there. Okay, hopefully this works. This hole cutter is designed for wood, so we won't know. We're through. Woo! What a mess. Don't know if you guys can see how much of a mess I've just made, but woo! Messy, messy, messy. That hole cutter is probably incredibly blunt now, but oh well, we really use the big ones. There's a hole in the dash. Hopefully that fits through. Let's see what the bracket looks like compared to it. I'm not going to know if it's going to fit until I try and actually put that in. So what I need to do now, I think, is vacuum and clean it up and then try and fit the unit in. Although, if it's wrong, I have to file and make more mess. So what I'll do is I'll clean this area up and try and put it in. Okay, this is kind of the moment of truth, guys. I've cleaned it up a wee bit. Let's try and see if this goes in. Please go in, please go in, please go in. I do not want to have to use the power file to widen this hole out. Knowing that, it probably won't fit. Oh my god, it does. It fits. Yes, it actually fits. Even better than I thought it would. It's even got a bit of play as well. That's so brilliant. There we go, guys. Look at that. That's actually quite a good fit. It's like pushing the limits of what I could have fit in here. I would have preferred the PMX-0, to be honest, just because it's smaller and would look a bit better in this small space. But no, I'm happy with that. That's pretty good. My only concern now is getting this plate screwed on at the bolted on from the back, because particularly in this hole up here in the top right, the fiberglass curves and gets quite thick around that area. So this may end up going on kind of an angle and then bending the bracket to pull it up tight, but I think it should be alright. Alright, I'm going to give this area a better clean and then I'll mount that in there permanently. This has to go under all the little flaps and bits and pieces. Like that. It's completely, yep, it's on. It's done! Well, it's not done, but you know, it's in. Look at that. Actually got it mounted pretty well where I wanted it to. Just fits under there. Sweet, that's going to look cool when it's going. Let's have a look at what it looks like from the driver's position. Yeah, see from here I can looks kind of like that. I suppose you can just see the screen and stuff and you can control it. You can control your buttons. That's going to look good. That's going to work well. Right, the battery on this GoPro is seriously about to die, so I need to give it a charge. And while that's happening, I'll put a spare battery in and run a time lapse while I do some wiring. Okay guys, got the wiring all done and taped up. When I prepared the wiring, I prepared it for like a standard stereo with a permanent power supply and an accessory switch. Turns out that this stereo here only takes a switched accessory power, so it must have like a built-in RAM or something like that for remembering its settings. So I'm just using the switch wire, not using the permanent wire. I've taped that up and I've also taken the fuse out of it as well, so it's not active. But I could probably use this wire when I do the amp later on. I haven't, tidied it all up yet, because what I want to do is, connect the battery back on and do a test and see what it sounds like. Hopefully it's all going to work and going to be mean. Let's put the battery back on. Really should just leave this off, I think. Okay. There we go. So now, if I flick this switch here, Do we have power? Maybe you have to push the button. Nope. No, okay. It's the other way around. Okay, so I just hit the switch, flick the other way around. Okay, so at the moment it's off. Let's try this again. The switch goes up for on. But does it turn on by itself? There, you have to push it once to turn it on for the first time by the look of it. 87.5. See if we get a station. Auto seek.
Motor company
Oh, we have sound.
Black and white motor company. Not everything is, but they are.
You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone.
That's just the back speaker. A lot more bass seems to come from the front speakers because they're more in an enclosure than the back ones, they're far more open. That's awesome, guys, that's working real well. I really like the setting in this called Punch EQ. You know, Rockford Fosgate, the amplifiers have like a Punch EQ little knob on them, and that basically just, you know, it's like a loud filter. It puts some gain on the bottom end and on the top end, so you get a nice smiley face EQ curve, and yeah, that makes it sound real good. There's a little bit of vibration coming from under here, and I think that's the piece of back strap which is hanging off the back of the pocket there, so I need to take that off. But otherwise, yeah, no, it's cool. I'm gonna switch over to Bluetooth now and see what we can do there. Oh, dude! Oh my god, there's actually some bottom ends. Dude! Oh man. Oh my god. Yes! There is no way he is not going to be happy with that. That is awesome. Oh my god. There's actually, like, once you get it into the upper volumes with a decent song, there's actually bass. There's full on bottom end, even though none of these speakers are in sealed enclosures. It's mostly coming from the front because they are in more of a sealed enclosure. There's just a bit of venting that comes out from under these sides. Not as much bass down the back, because obviously, like, there's straight underneath there is the speaker. But man, so worth getting the 8s. Oh, that sounds so good. And it goes pretty loud, I'll have to say. This little built-in amplifier does a good job. And that was up to like 33 out of what I'm guessing 35 is its max, by the look of things. It's gonna be awesome once we get an amp in here. Like, oh, I got a text. And we are putting the amp in. He's not gonna just go, no, this is good enough. We are putting the amp in because he's committed to that. He's committing to buying the amplifier, which enabled us to give him a better price on the stereo here, because he originally wasn't going to go for this one. He only wanted the PMX-2, which is much more basic and cheaper as well. So, but since that wasn't available, this was like our only option, so we had to do this at a good price for him if he committed to putting in the 4-channel amp. Yeah, no, it's gonna be awesome once the amp's in here. The battery in this GoPro battery, I can see about to die. It's flashing at me, so I'll stop recording here and switch over. Okay guys, so yeah, I've just I thought before I took the light away I'd quickly show you the wires all bundled up. So if you can see up here, it's kind of hard as a weird angle to be on, looking back at the steering wheel. But basically here's the wires coming out of the unit, which gets quite hot, as I have now learned, this little thing, which makes sense. It's a lot of decent amount of sound coming out of this little metal black box. I've got all the wires, if I get the light on it, pretty well. It's kind of like wound, taped heaps up and wound around this piece of metal plasticky thing here. Basically what this is when you turn the steering wheel, a rod moves back and forth in here, I think like a hydraulic, which, you know, puts hydraulic pressure down here to turn the motor, and this is just like a shroud for it, so that, you know, keeps it protected. And I've just used it as like a point to sort of tape everything to. It's not going to go anywhere, it doesn't change, doesn't put any stress on it. And then the rest of the cabling is all just loomed up and taped up to the factory loom up here. I tightened up the nut for his ignition barrel as well, because that was a wee bit loose and spinning. But otherwise, all good to go. Only thing I haven't done is tested the auxiliary lead that I wired up, but I'm pretty confident that that's going to be working fine. So yeah, that's what all the cabling looks like. I'll be excited to see what I can do when I get the amplifier, which I'll probably stick over here somewhere. So yeah, I'm in pack up mode, and I'm going to call the customer soon and let him know that it's all finished and he can come get it, which he will be stoked about. So yeah, I'm just doing a bit of a clean up and that'll be it. One last touch, guys. I put some stickers on it. Just gotta get this film off now. Hopefully, please stay on there. There we go. I really like these type of stickers that you have like a film on them that you peel off afterwards. It's basically a decal. There we go. Kind of hard to see because of the color on the camera, but it looks really good from my eyes. It's almost, it's like a silver color, and this is grey, so it's almost matching. In the center. That looks good. So yeah, we're pretty much all done, guys. I've just got his battery on charge at the moment until he comes and gets it. Just a little bit of current, you know, to top him up. But man, I am so happy with how this is sounding. Got his little manuals and his old speakers, my phone there. We are going to recommend that he looks at a second battery, because at the moment it's just running off the one. We're going to recommend the Optima Blue Top, and there's quite a good place he could put that under this back seat here, which you slide out like that, so you can put a Blue Top battery under there. That'd be an ideal place, and then that could just power the sound system independently, so that way if you're playing music out in the water and you play it for like an hour or so and then the battery runs out, at least you've still got a battery to start the engine afterwards. So we're going to recommend that. And obviously at some point he'll be back to get the amplifier installed, and we'll make it even louder, which will be cool. Looking forward to that. Something else we thought he could do in the future if he wanted to is have a custom, what do you call it, wake tower made up that could bolt on, say at the back corners here. It could come up, and then you could put some Rockford Fosgate sort of horn 8-inch pods hanging off it, firing backwards, because he said initially that he quite likes the idea of the biscuiter or the skier being able to hear the music. So that's something else you could do. Plenty of things you could do with these boats actually. But no man, there's not much else to say about this boat other than it sounds bloody awesome, and I'm so happy with how it's turned out. For my first boat job, first time dealing with these Rockford 8s, the first time dealing with any of the Rockford Fosgate source units. Very happy with the quality. Everything feels real good, and it puts out of a heck of a punch just for a little 50 watt by 4 amp. Half of that might be credit to the fact that they are 8-inch speakers though. So yeah, that's it guys, just a final rundown of the system we installed. Rockford Fosgate PMX-2. It's got auxiliary input, Bluetooth, radio, USB input for iPod and iPhone. It's got Pandora, and some really cool sound settings and things like that. We installed 2 sets of Rockford Fosgate PM282s. So they're 8-inch two-way coaxial speakers. We elected for the white ones with the chrome grille. 1 set in the back there, and 1 set in the front bow riding position up here. Obviously 1, 2. And then you guys will see in another video, it'll be back to have an amplifier installed. Rockford Fosgate TM400X4AD, marine, which is a marine grade power series 4-channel amplifier, 100 watts RMS by 4, and it's nice and small, so that'll be good to install. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Hope you've enjoyed it. If the customer lets me, I'll try and film a reaction video if he, if he doesn't mind. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Oh, that's cool when we stick at the front too. I like
Yeah, I put a couple of stickers on it just so that, a bit of recognition. So I got Peter here, the customer. He's here to have a look and have a listen, see how it's going to sound.
Come here.
So I've got my phone paired to it through Bluetooth at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'll just quickly skip to like a song, something like that. That's on about 31 out of 35. Yeah. So it does go pretty good.
Yeah, I'll hear that over the engine easy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we go on the...
Put an amp in as well.
That's going to be amazing.
Where's...
That's on my stereo low.
I know your eyes in the morning sun.
It's got some real good bass as well.
Touch me in the
Outrageous. That's so nice.
Let's have a bassy song.
No,
so you can-
please don't turn it up. It
Oh,
really
that's all
hurts my ears.
Like it?
The best sound comes from right about here.
Oh my god, yeah. That's going to be wicked with the amp on it.
The amp is going to make it something pretty special, I reckon.
That'd be safe to run at about 27. So but the quality of the speakers is outrageous.
That's what I was telling you about the difference between Fusion and Rockford.
Yeah.
That's why I was pushing you so hard to get this
Yeah,
Rockford
because
stuff.
at home I listen to, I've got Mission Audio gear and I've got really nice amps and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's definitely worth the money.
Definitely,
And
yeah.
That's outrageous.
And yeah, no, it's real good. There's a good bit of bass coming from up the front with, because the front speakers, being that they're kind of in a sealed cavity, there's not too much ventilation for them.
Pushing out,
Whereas at the back, the sound, the air just flows back out those holes, so there's less bass. But I think with them, because they're all 8s, I don't think you'll ever need a subwoofer.
No, I think they've got enough bass.
Like they've definitely got enough bass in my opinion.
Thinking about putting a sub in.
Yeah, I know, and I was thinking about it too, like where it would go. But to be honest, on a bassy song with it up high, and especially with an amplifier, they can put out some decent bass.
I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked as well. I'm just keen to put the amp in to make it even louder,
Because it's really wicked with the amp.
because that's going to project it like crazy.
That's good, James. The quality is immense.
Yeah.
That sounds brilliant.
You happy with the size of the unit?
It doesn't need to.
Because the other one we were looking at would have cut off probably about there and would have had it up a bit more.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was a tight fit, fits get in this location.
But
And
no, that's perfect.
yeah. Oh, so I've wired it to this accessory switch, so you can turn that on and off just with that.
Yeah.
Obviously, the battery isolator still works.
Yeah.
But the other thing we want to recommend to you is definitely a second battery.
Yeah, I agree.
A second battery on a split charge system, and that battery solely runs the sound system.
Yeah.
So we'd probably recommend you have probably under the seat, which now slides out like that.
Yeah.
You make a little mount, and we'll put we'd recommend an Optima Blue Top.
Are they quite a short battery?
So Optima are a really, really good deep cycle battery manufacturer, and the Blue Top versions are their marine grade ones.
Right.
So they're completely sealed, no lead acid or anything like that. It's all sealed away,
Yeah.
designed for boats.
And you reckon we'll fit in that gap?
Yeah, because they make different shapes and sizes as well.
Yeah.
And the great thing about Optima is they manufacture them designed for people who are going to just draw it out for a long time.
Okay,
Like
so-
regular batteries are designed to start an engine and do a bit of
boost and go.
yeah, whereas the Optima ones have a big amperage on them,
Yeah.
which means you can drain it for a long period of time.
Perfect for stereos.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that is a risk.
Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can flick it on and off with the accessory switch.
I think that's some good sound.
Yeah,
It's just got a real nice, clean yumminess about it.
it's great, eh? Yeah, so you've got your source selector, so you just push that one, and then you can go through to Pandora, FM, AM. I'm pretty sure that'll be wideband tune. I'm not 100% sure what that's about.
You'll be right, yeah.
USB will show up when you plug something into it, but I've got that all tucked up and out of the way.
Right. So you could charge something through USB. Is
Yep.
there-
Yeah, you could. We can get flush mount USB and auxiliary ports, which will get out
Go in there
somewhere.
or something like that.
Yeah, or like over wherever it is you want, because Rockford Fosgate actually make their own one,
Yeah.
and you've also got, and then Bluetooth, obviously.
Yeah.
So if I go to FM,
Okay, no, that's cool.
so yeah, there you go. My first boat done. As you saw, the customer was totally stoked with how it sounds, and he's just as excited as I am to get it back here and get the amp installed. So that is going to be really cool. Yeah, thanks again, guys. Today's episode of Car Audio, etc. was brought to you by Matt Stark and his Holden Commodore. Thanks for watching, guys. You can help support my channel on patreon.com/caraudio, etc. and by giving this video a like. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any new uploads.